Listen closely, because I need you to hear this. You are not meant to go back to someone who has already broken you. You are not meant to return to pain, to disrespect, to heartbreak. The past may try to pull you in, but I'm here to remind you of something far more important: your worth, your peace, your future. So many times we find ourselves thinking, maybe this time will be different, but let's be real, the patterns that broke you won't suddenly change. People don't change until they choose to change. And if they've shown you who they are, if they've hurt you, disappointed you, broken you, they've already given you the truth. They've shown you the depth of what they're capable of, and it's not your job to fix them. Understand this: you are not a fixer. You cannot heal what isn't ready to heal, and you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you keep going back to someone who has already broken you, you are telling the universe that your own growth, your own happiness doesn't matter. But you know what? It does. You matter. You deserve peace. You deserve fulfillment. You deserve relationships that build you up, not tear you down. It's time to break that toxic cycle. It's time to say no more. You don't need to go back to what hurt you, to what made you feel less than. You deserve so much more than a repeat of past wounds. It's time to step into the life you've always imagined. The life where you are the priority, where your heart is protected, and where your dreams can flourish. I want you to realize something incredibly powerful. You control your life. You control your decisions. You control the narrative, no one else. Every choice you make is a step toward either continuing the cycle of hurt or walking into something better. Don't let fear, loneliness, or insecurity pull you back into a relationship that isn't right for you. Don't go back to someone who only makes you feel small. You deserve real love. Love that uplifts you. Love that encourages you. Love that challenges you to be your best self, not someone who keeps you stuck in the past. You deserve a partner who sees your greatness and celebrates it. And let me tell you, that person starts with you. You must first love yourself, because when you do, you set the bar higher for what you'll accept. Your life is too short to settle for anything less than the extraordinary. You deserve a life where you are constantly growing, constantly moving forward, and constantly becoming the best version of yourself. And that journey starts now. So stop looking back. Stop wondering, what if the future is ahead of you and it's full of possibility? Let go of the past that has no place in your future and take hold of the incredible life that is waiting for you to step into it. You don't need to go back to what broke you, because everything you need to thrive is already within you. It's time to rise. Self-worth is the foundation of everything you do in life. It's not something that can be compromised or negotiated based on circumstances, the opinions of others, or past experiences. Your self-worth is not defined by your failures, your mistakes, or the people who failed to see your value. It is an inherent, unshakable belief in your own worthiness to live a life of respect, love, and happiness. When you truly understand your self-worth, you stop allowing anyone or anything to diminish it. You stop tolerating behavior that disrespects you, and you stop making excuses for people who treat you poorly. The way others treat you is often a reflection of their own issues, not a reflection of who you are. But if you don't recognize your worth, you may internalize that mistreatment, thinking you're not deserving of more. This is where the danger lies. Your self-worth is the lens through which you see yourself and the standards you set for your life. When you value yourself, you make choices that align with that belief. You say no to toxic relationships, to situations that drain your energy, and to anything that keeps you stuck. You choose to surround yourself with people who uplift you, who inspire you, and who reflect the respect you have for yourself. Never let anyone convince you that your worth is conditional. Your worth is innate, constant, and untouchable by anyone else's actions or opinions. It's something only you can define and protect. You are not a fixer, and you don't have to carry the weight of trying to fix others. It's a trap many of us fall into, believing that by helping, changing, or rescuing someone, we can make them better or save them from their own struggles. But the truth is, no amount of effort on your part can change someone who doesn't want to change. You cannot heal someone who isn't ready to heal, nor can you force growth onto someone who isn't willing to put in the work themselves. People change when they are ready, not when you push them to. You can offer support, encouragement, and love, but you cannot bear the responsibility for their transformation. When you take on the role of a fixer, you sacrifice your own emotional energy, constantly giving without receiving in return. You become entangled in their struggles, often neglecting your own needs, and the dynamic becomes one-sided, draining you rather than helping both of you grow. You are worthy of being in relationships that are mutual, where both people contribute, support, and grow together. When you stop trying to fix others, you free yourself from the burden of their problems. You allow yourself the space to focus on your own healing, growth, and potential. And in doing so, you create the conditions for healthy, balanced relationships where both individuals are responsible for their own journey. Your job is not to save others, it's to save yourself and invest in your own growth. Growth often requires us to let go of what no longer serves us, even when it's difficult or painful. The idea of holding on to the past, whether it's relationships, habits, or expectations, can feel comforting because it's familiar. However, in order to grow, we must be willing to release these attachments. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning what we've worked for or discarding the people who were once important to us. It means recognizing that holding on to things that keep us stuck prevents us from moving forward. When we hold on to toxic relationships, unhelpful habits, or outdated beliefs, we're resisting change. We're clinging to what is comfortable, even though it may be limiting our potential. Growth happens when we open our hands, allow ourselves to feel the discomfort of change, and step into the unknown. It's about creating space for new opportunities, new people, and new ways of thinking. Letting go can feel like a loss, but it's actually a necessary part of gaining something better. When we clear out what's holding us back, we make room for the things that align with our highest purpose and future. Whether it's letting go of someone who has hurt us repeatedly or shedding old habits that no longer serve our well-being, the act of releasing is ultimately an act of self-care. It's choosing the future over the past, the possibilities over the limitations, and the growth over the comfort of staying stuck. Breaking the toxic cycle is one of the most empowering decisions you can make in your life. We often find ourselves trapped in patterns of behavior, relationships, or environments that leave us feeling drained, unworthy, or stuck. These cycles can be insidious, appearing harmless at first, but over time they chip away at our self-esteem, our peace, and our potential. The challenge is recognizing when we are in one and having the courage to stop it. A toxic cycle might look like returning to the same unhealthy relationship over and over again, hoping for a different outcome. It could be the habit of self-sabotage, where you repeatedly make choices that push you away from your goals. Maybe it's the cycle of self-doubt, where you constantly question your worth and ability. Regardless of its form, staying in these cycles keeps you from the life you deserve. It prevents growth, keeps you trapped in fear and regret, and convinces you that this is all you're capable of. Breaking a toxic cycle requires self-awareness. It means taking a step back and recognizing the patterns that have held you back. You must make the difficult choice to stop participating in behaviors or relationships that drain your energy or perpetuate harm. It's about setting boundaries, saying no when necessary, and choosing healthier, more supportive environments. Every time you break free from these cycles, you take back control over your life, your future, and your happiness. You stop being a passive participant and start becoming an active creator of your own journey. You deserve real love that uplifts you, supports you, and helps you grow into the best version of yourself. Real love is not conditional, nor does it demand you to be something you're not. It's not about compromise that makes you lose yourself or sacrificing your worth to fit into someone else's version of love. Real love is reciprocal, built on trust, respect, and mutual care. It doesn't drain you, it energizes you. In too many relationships, we settle for love that leaves us feeling empty or unappreciated, thinking that we have to accept it because we fear being alone or because we've convinced ourselves that this is all we deserve. But that's not true. True love should lift you up, not pull you down. It should challenge you to grow, inspire you to dream, and support you through the tough times, never leaving you to carry the weight on your own. You deserve a love that honors your worth, values your dreams, and respects your individuality. You deserve a partner who celebrates your successes and stands by you through failures. Love that doesn't make you question your worth or force you to compromise your boundaries isn't love at all. It's manipulation. Real love embraces you fully for who you are and supports you in becoming who you are meant to be. It nurtures both your strengths and weaknesses, and it fosters a deep connection that allows you to be your most authentic self without fear. The power to move forward lies within you, and it starts with the realization that you control your future. Too often we feel as though we are at the mercy of external circumstances, our past, other people's actions, or situations beyond our control. But the truth is, no matter what has happened to you, no matter how hard the past has been, you hold the key to your next chapter. Moving forward begins with the choice to no longer be defined by what has happened to you. It's the recognition that while you cannot change the past, you can change how you respond to it. Your thoughts, your actions, your decisions today are what shape your tomorrow. The power to move forward is not in waiting for things to magically improve, but in making the active decision to shift your mindset, to set new goals, and to take steps, no matter how small, toward the future you want. Many of us wait for the perfect time or for someone else to give us permission to move forward, but the truth is that time is now. You have everything you need within you to create change. The power is in your hands. You get to decide how much longer you'll stay in a place of pain, fear, or uncertainty. You get to decide how much energy you will invest in the life you truly want. Every moment is an opportunity to choose growth, to choose action, and to step into the future that awaits. Don't settle for breadcrumbs because you deserve the full feast of life. Too often we accept the bare minimum from relationships, opportunities, or situations, thinking that it's all we're worth or that we're lucky to have what little is given to us. But settling for breadcrumbs, whether in love, friendships, or career, means accepting something far less than you deserve. You deserve abundance, respect, and fulfillment, not scraps that only leave you hungry for more while offering little in return. When you settle, you convince yourself that the crumbs are enough, that you should be grateful for what you have, even if it's not nourishing or satisfying. This mindset keeps you stuck, unfulfilled, and always chasing after the next tiny bit of approval or attention, while never feeling truly seen or valued. It creates a cycle of dissatisfaction, where you're always waiting for something better to come, but never fully experiencing the joy of having what you truly deserve. Life is too short to accept less than your worth. You don't have to settle for relationships that make you feel small, for opportunities that don't challenge you or allow you to grow, or for environments that drain your energy. You have the power to raise your standards, to demand the respect, love, and opportunities that align with your value. When you stop accepting crumbs, you make space for the abundance you've been waiting for. You open the door to a life that is rich in possibilities and true fulfillment. Choosing yourself first means prioritizing your own well-being, dreams, and needs before anyone else's. It doesn't mean being selfish in a negative way, rather, it's about recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you constantly put others before yourself, whether in relationships, work, or day-to-day responsibilities, you may find yourself depleted, resentful, or disconnected from who you truly are. Choosing yourself first is an act of self-respect and self-love, a recognition that you deserve the same care and attention that you freely give to others. When you choose yourself, you stop sacrificing your peace for the sake of others' comfort. You set boundaries, say no when necessary, and make decisions based on what aligns with your values and long-term happiness. It's about acknowledging your worth and realizing that your needs, desires, and mental health matter just as much as anyone else's. Too often we're conditioned to think that choosing ourselves is wrong, that we should always be available, always accommodating. But in truth, the more you take care of yourself emotionally, physically, mentally, the more you have to give to others. You become stronger, more centered, and more capable of showing up for those around you. Choosing yourself is not a rejection of others, it's an affirmation of your right to live a life that honors your potential. You can only be your best for others when you've first been your best for yourself. True change begins with you from within. It's not about external circumstances, luck, or waiting for someone else to make things better. Real transformation happens when you take responsibility for your own growth, when you decide to shift your mindset, your habits, and your perspective. It's easy to blame the world around you for your struggles or setbacks, but lasting change only occurs when you acknowledge that the power to change your life lies in your hands, not in the hands of others or the situations you find yourself in. Change is not a matter of hoping for different outcomes, it's about doing the inner work to become someone capable of creating those outcomes. If you want your life to look different, you must start by looking within. This means confronting your fears, challenging your limiting beliefs, and questioning the narratives you've told yourself about who you are. It's not about changing the world immediately, but changing the way you respond to it. True change is about evolving from the inside out, shifting your mindset, embracing new behaviors, and developing a deeper understanding of who you are and what you're truly capable of. It requires patience, persistence, and sometimes discomfort, because growth often pushes you beyond your comfort zone. But the most powerful transformations happen when you decide to take control of your internal world first. Once you do, your outer world will begin to reflect the changes that have already taken root within. Self-love is the foundation of any meaningful transformation in your life. Without it, you cannot expect to truly change or grow in a healthy, sustainable way. It's not about vanity or selfishness, it's about accepting yourself as you are, acknowledging your worth, and treating yourself with the same kindness and compassion you offer to others. When you love yourself, you begin to believe in your potential, and this belief fuels the courage to make the changes necessary for growth. Self-love empowers you to set boundaries that protect your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. It allows you to say no to things that drain you or hold you back, and yes to the things that nurture and elevate you. When you value yourself, you don't tolerate disrespect, unhealthy relationships, or situations that harm you. You prioritize your peace and happiness, which is the first step toward creating the life you deserve. When you truly love yourself, you give yourself permission to make mistakes without judgment, to grow from failures, and to learn from them. Self-love encourages you to take risks, step outside your comfort zone, and trust that you are worthy of the success and happiness you seek. It fosters resilience, because when you love yourself, you understand that setbacks are just part of the journey, not the end of the road. This deep-rooted self-compassion and acceptance are what enable you to transform from the inside out. You can only reach your full potential when you embrace yourself fully. Remember, the power to change your life, to break free from the past, and to create a future full of possibility is in your hands. You are not defined by your mistakes, your setbacks, or the people who have tried to bring you down. The real transformation begins when you choose to love yourself, when you refuse to settle for anything less than you deserve, and when you commit to moving forward with unwavering belief in your own worth. It's time to stop looking back, stop allowing fear or doubt to control you, and step into the life that's waiting for you. You are worthy of greatness, and the journey toward that greatness starts with the most powerful decision you'll ever make: to choose yourself, to choose growth, and to never go back to what broke you.